Good afternoon. We have a special guest speaker for you today. Please give a warm welcome to the hosts of My Gym Partners, a podcast. Attendance is mandatory.
Bullshark, Porcupine, I don't know what. Doing this podcast is a pain in the...
So I was thinking maybe today, for this episode, we take it down a notch. Maybe maybe just down a little bit. Maybe just, maybe just, just kind of just chill out. We all live really hectic, really, wild and crazy lives. Am I right, Gert? But
yeah, you sure are right, buddy.
You know what I mean, Renee?
Is that too loud? Let me.
Yeah, it's a little.
Okay,
loud.
I'm gonna
turn it down. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Renee, I can't help but notice that you're not meeting our level.
I mean, Lucy.
Yeah.
Renee's the chillest of us all. Renee hasn't said anything. Which is that's like quieter than quiet. That's silence.
I'm not doing this.
That's silence.
I think I'm done with this show forever.
Yeah,
I think this is my breaking point.
Hey, everybody! This episode celebrates the great holiday of I don't fucking know. I guess spring break. 20 minutes, baby.
Agitators, all of you. Agitators.
20 minutes.
So,
we sat through that hell.
Welcome to My Gym Partners podcast. We have watched one episode of My Gym Partners a Monkey. Also, hello, I am back from my extended
across
vacation.
The pond!
From being across the pond. I have a bit of a cough. I will try and suppress. Apologies if I don't sound...
At the airport?
I think I might have, considering I was there for over 10 hours.
That is a filthy place.
Oh yes, for sure.
It's full of creatures like bacteria and rat. I don't know if they have rats. They probably
in the airport. They probably have rats in the airport.
Do you think they got some rats that go through the little scan machine?
I don't think they go through the scanner.
Well, that's the only way to get. I have to use the scan machine to get in. The rats not.
No, because they can go in the walls and stuff, and they can go in the ceiling.
Are you asking about this? Are you seriously asking about this? We're talking about rats at the airport. Come on. We got like a 20-minute.
Oh, Renee always here to ground me.
Look, we got like a 20-minute episode of My Gym Partners, a Monkey to cover for some reason. Why is this episode double length featured? I don't know. It's the only other episode that's this length besides the two other specials. That's the season finale and the musical episode. Why is this one get this special treatment? I don't know. I tried looking it up. I couldn't find anything.
This episode's like fucking mice at the airport, right? Getting all the special treatment, not having to go through the scanner, you know what I'm saying?
You're not pushing this. I'm not gonna let you push mice at the airport as a reasonable bit to push.
Listen, would you rather it just be the standalone random thing that has no bearings on what we were talking about? I'm trying to bring it in. I'm trying to form a connection, a tapestry for our viewers to read. But
I'm severing it. I'm severing this link. It doesn't need to be made. But I am linking together a segue. Imagine I'm pulling rope like a mime to the episode Glazed and Confused. Which
why was it called?
It hasn't. It's not like Dazed and Confused. That's the movie reference, yeah?
I guess, yeah.
Can you summarize, Gert, to me the plot of Dazed and Confused?
I don't know, it's a weed movie or something. Isn't it a weed movie?
Hey, Renee, you would know, right?
No, don't call me. No, I don't know. Look, I haven't even heard of the movie. I thought it was just a phrase. and like that's what like the title was based off of. But
oh
no.
wait, Dazed and Confused is a. I feel so stupid. It's a Led Zeppelin song. Wait, isn't it?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, hold on. Dazed and Confused. I'm with you. Gonna get my love. You know.
So I'm just gonna say this. This episode goes nowhere and everywhere. It's you know. Okay, if you've been here, I don't need to say that. You know that's what happens. You know that's what always happens with this stupid show.
Okay. Let's calm it down a bit.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get on track about the monkey show soon. But I looked
soon.
Up, yeah,
not now.
Hold on, just give me a moment. Give me a fucking moment. I looked up Dazed and Confused on Google, and the things that people ask are, what does Dazed and Confused mean? How old is Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused? Is Keanu Reeves in Dazed and Confused? And the last one, and this is the one that got me, is Dazed and Confused funny?
I guess you could say all those people were dazed and confused.
Okay, enough. We gotta get back on track, Renee.
So yeah, as was stated, this is a spring break episode, I guess. I don't know. As I was stating earlier, there's no indication, at least from what I saw, that this is like a special episode in any way. It's just like double length. They must have like just like, oh shoot, we like have like an extra, we're odd one episode, you know. Well, let's just like fill it out with like one episode.
Well, cartoons used to do this, you know, because like, you know, kids, they would get like a couple of days off for spring break. I don't know how many days you got off for spring break in high school and like
it was like a week, wasn't it?
And all that. I don't even think it was a week. I think it was like maybe like
a long weekend.
Yeah, it was like Monday, Tuesday, and then like you had to go back. But yeah, I fairly remember cartoons doing this back when I was little. Like they would be like, "Oh, it's spring break, and we're giving you the cartoon spring break," and then like they would kind of devolve into this sort of summer fun aesthetic, but it was spring, you know, so it didn't make much sense. But anyway, I see what they were going for. I mean, I guess every special episode doesn't have to be about a holiday.
That's true. You know, we should give them more credit, actually, for being so brave and doing this.
Not only brave, but generous. They were generous.
Oh, so generous. This episode opens. Let's talk about the episode. This episode opens, and Jake and Adam, our favorite guys, are running naked through some sort of wilderness, being chased by, and I quote, big quotation mark here, cartoon natives. End quotation. There's a little bit of a kind of like
it helps
freeze.
To mention how bad it seems to first add that they are a bunch of white people wearing tribal masks. Does that make it better?
Like cartoonishly, like no, it doesn't make it better, but like that's what's happening. And there's kind of like a freeze, like, you wondering how I got into this mess from Adam. He's narrating it, and he's like, well, let me explain what happened and how I got here. And I was like, God, I really don't care about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know how you got into this situation. I wanted you to have a good spring break, Adam. What happened?
Every time these characters show up, or they, you know, do the joke where they say their name, what they call them, cartoonish natives or whatever, I kind of like rolled my eyes or just felt kind of like embarrassed to be watching the show.
Well, no, Gert, you see, the thing is that, like, they wanted to, like, have, like, cartoonish native stereotypes, but they couldn't be racist. You see their problem, right? You see the situation. So they came up with this clever solution where they have the cartoonish native stereotypes, but they're just white people. It's genius, really. I mean, it's like you have to applaud them for the effort.
Hey, is this why this episode wasn't on the Boomerang app at all?
No, it wasn't on the Boomerang app, and this may have been why.
What did we watch it on?
We watched it.
Totally legal
Not to pull
means.
the mirror back, but where did we find this?
Very legally on a legal site that wasn't Boomerang.
Yeah, legal site that was definitely... I mean, Boomerang, you should know about this.
Look, okay, I have a DVD. We watched it on the DVD.
Yeah, you had a spring break Cartoon Network 2016 feature DVD, and we popped that in your DVD player, and we went over to your house and we watched it. And
you bet you did, and that's the story. That's the story we're going with. Anyway, flashback to like the day earlier, because that's what it was, and there's Adam is like excitedly getting out of bed in his Captain Clownies. He's got a whole like Captain Clowny ensemble, and he's excited because it's the last day of school before spring break, where he gets to go to the Captain Clowny Space Circus Clown amusement park thing.
Which looks really fun, and I was very excited to go there.
I love the episode of Defunct Land where they talk about the Captain Clowny amusement park and like why all those horrible things happen there. I think there was a kid who like got stuck in something there, and like he had like red hair.
The Captain Clowny slide.
Yeah, there was
the
like
really big one.
There was like a kid who got stuck in the Captain Clowny big slide, and like it was weird. There was like actually like there was like a clog behind him, like these animals. There are animals in the park slide, and they pushed him out. I think it was like how many animals was it, Lucy?
Well, there was like I think there was like a monkey and like a giraffe maybe.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
There was a giraffe, and they like.
It's been a while since I've seen that Defunct Land episode.
It was a good one.
It was pretty good. So he's excited to go to Captain Clowny Park. He gets dressed, and his over-enthusiasm for this immediately made me know we're not going there. Something horrible is going to happen, and he's just not going to have a good time.
It's like this show does have a habit of mentioning something that we'll never get to see. Like something that's just like you hear it and you go, "Oh, that sounds so exciting," but it couldn't be true. Like, there's no way that they're going to, like, let us go there and experience it.
No, it'd be too fun. So he puts on, like, a Captain Clowny utility belt. He puts his, like, regular clothes on over his, like, Captain Clowny pajama outfit.
What persona shall I assume today? And Adam looks at his closet, and it's just his, like, cargo pants, orange shirt, just the whole closet.
Haha, cartoon gag.
Also, apparently he zips that shirt on.
Yeah, he just zipped that shirt on.
Which is fucked up because it's just a t-shirt.
Yeah, so he goes out to the bus stop and he's like, flying around with his... No, he's not actually... Hold on. He's not actually flying.
He's going phew! Like flying around like a kid would.
Yeah, it's like got his arms out, and we get to see someone we haven't seen in a while. Carrie is at the bus stop.
One-eyed girl.
The fuck?
Yeah,
Girl.
it really feels like they were, not to, look too forward into the episode, but Carrie's inclusion here feels like both refreshing and odd, because I remembered, like, hey, Carrie's actually, like, a pretty cool character that adds some, like, dynamicism to this show in a weird way. Just, like, having a character, like, outside of all this, like, animal school nonsense that, like, grounds the viewer somewhat.
That is kind of a, like... She is a good vehicle for that perspective. And it's strange that they don't use it more.
but also because they don't use her a lot, haven't used her in a while recently, she feels like odd in this episode because like everyone keeps referring to her like one eye thing, her like, just like her just having her hair parted on one side of her
The
face.
writers forgot what to like point out about her in this situation because she hasn't been in an episode in so long. So they're just like, physical characteristics, one eye. That's what we'll go with. That's what
she's so in the episode. It almost feels like they were like, oh man, we haven't done Carrie in a while, huh? Mm-hmm. Let's just put her everywhere.
Let's just put her in that one.
But so Adam is like trying to like play off the fact that he's excited to go into Captain Clowney camp, but he's like mentioning that like, oh, he's going to a place to what's the place? It's not Bellevue.
North Dakota.
It's Dayview, some place in North Dakota.
He like
some,
says it under his breath for some reason. I guess because it was embarrassing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to like, let out the fact that like he's excited to go to a clown convention, a clown amusement park. But Carrie's like, she's going there too apparently, and like, she's excited to like, oh, maybe we can like hang out there, and like of course Adam is like,
hot tub, Carrie. He wants to, immediately his brain goes there.
I just don't understand why Carrie is such a pleasant character. She's smart and she like acknowledges things, and she's like she also does, like, she doesn't seem bothered by like the weirder stuff that Adam gets up to, and she seems to genuinely like want his company, but I don't know why. He has given her zero reason like want her company.
Think about this, Lucy. It's either Adam, those kids that don't ever say anything, or that 40-year-old child. So, like, that's like all of her options. That really mean 40-year-old boy, or, like, kids that can't, like, that just stand there.
I forgot about... Well, how could I forget about... What was his name?
Chad.
It was actually Chad.
It was
right,
Chad. And he was just like, hey there, stink Adam.
God, where's he? I want him to show up again. Anyway, so...
Maybe he got, like, taken or something. Who knows?
Adam is just dazed and confused, and he's at school, and Jake runs up to him. And Jake's like freaking out. He's yelling. He's like, "Oh, Miss Warthog's in trouble." He like rips Adam's clothes off, revealing the Captain Clowney, this
underwear costume.
Jake like pinches him in the stomach like really hard.
I thought he like gave him a nipple twist at first.
I thought he gave him like a purple nurple there.
Man, there was some fucking kid back in my high school days who did that to me. Fuck that guy.
High school? They did that in high school?
Yeah, he was just some crazy country fella, and he was just like, eh. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, freak? Get away from me. Don't touch me.
Yeah, those crazy country guys in high school for you.
Oh, those crazy country guys in high school always twisting your tits, you know?
What are you gonna do?
Adam doesn't really care about what Jake is talking about. Jake is just like, we gotta save Mrs. Warthog. We got to. She's in trouble.
He explains he was in Principal Pixie Frog's office because he said the word spring break, and Principal Pixie Frog really hates that word because during spring break is when all the migrating bird students come back, and with all the other students gone on break, the ecosystem of the school will be ruined, and I guess the birds will, like, take over. But thank goodness that they have Miss Warthog, who is their expert file organizer, paperwork doer. I don't know why those skills would come in handy to stop the bird uprising, but they apparently do.
I really don't understand. Like, would her filing skills make it where, like, the birds could come in at a steadier pace instead of all at once, or are the birds going to leave after spring break is over?
Well, maybe like she's so good at filing that like she'll be able to have like all the birds like files on hand, and so that like they'll all immediately be able to have like the places they're supposed to go, their classes and whatnot. So like they can like just go to their classes or just like know where to go immediately, and they don't have to like poop everywhere. But you know that's not neither here or there for now. What's important here is that Principal Pixie Frog would be devastated if Miss Warthog were to just quit right now.
Oh, that would be horrible if Mrs. Warthog just quit.
Yeah, I think it would be really bad for the situation in the show if Miss Warthog just quit.
Yeah, it's almost like if Miss Warthog quit, then we wouldn't have a bird infestation. Anyway, Mrs. Warthog quits.
So Miss Warthog quits. She runs in. She's like all excited. She's like, I've been wanting to say this forever. I'm gonna quit. And Jake and Principal Pixie Frog are like, oh no, the birds, And then we go back to Jake, who's talking to Adam. I'm just realizing now how complicated the flashbacks are in this episode, considering that this is already a flashback from Adam, and then we get Jake flashback, and later we get a Principal Pixie Frog flashback. This is complicated.
Kind of forget.
I feel it's important to mention here that Miss Warthog is leaving because she made a post on Hog Space, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Whatever, like, equivalent of MySpace.
She posted
anyway,
a big sexy picture of herself.
Which,
Tasteful.
like, this image was used in another episode that I cleverly decided to not show in that episode, and was not mentioned. But here it comes again. I keep saying, like I finding myself, like, keep saying in these recent episodes, someone really likes Miss Warthog. Like, really likes Miss Warthog on the team.
Did they paint that body? Did somebody draw that? Or was that like a model?
I think it was like painted over like a model. I'm pretty sure like I know that like that's like a famous picture or something, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, it's just, yeah, Miss Warthog like posted some like tasteful photos of herself online, and some what she believes are cartoonish natives online have like found her and like want to invite her over for like a big luau in Hawaii. And
yeah,
so
she's gonna be their new queen or something like that. That's why she's quitting, which is okay. And so Jake mentions to Adam, after he's explained the situation, that he's heard about some sort of scam, and that they're actually going to like cook and eat her, so they have to save her. I don't know why Jake is so invested in saving this Warthog.
Jake doesn't want to see somebody he's known die.
Well, I don't think that's like his main motive here.
Oh, what do you think it is? It's probably just to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, it's to go to Hawaii. I'm pretty sure, because well, Jake like tries to convince Adam to go there. Like, I'll reveal to everyone that you're not a natural redhead.
Oh, you would.
Gasp.
And then Adam retorts, well, then I will just tell everyone that you lost all your hair in like a bubblegum incident or something like that. And
what
so
if
they
I
are
was
now
redheaded like Adam Lyon and I started wearing cargo shorts and
Gert, don't say that. That's so scary. Gert, don't say that. That's so scary.
I'm just thinking about like what if
I'm really
like,
scared.
you slowly...
No, stop.
What are you scared of? Lucy, it's me. And then like you look at my face and I start growing freckles.
Renee, hold me, I'm scared.
My eyes get rounder.
And then I like smash Gert's head in with a mallet, or what Jake calls a pillow, because we get a scene transition where like Adam has like a big bump on his head, and Jake's like, "Oh, thanks for letting me use your pillow, Windsor." I don't get it.
I guess it's because it puts you to sleep.
I guess. All right,
Oh.
See, like, he knocked him in the head, and he went like a pillow, except it's a fucking mallet against his head. It's a crack at his skull.
So yeah, the pack are here as well. We're all in beautiful Hawaii.
Ooh!
Yeah? Yes?
Y'all ever, get something in between your teeth? Like, you bite down, and there's, like, something crunchy, but there's nothing there? Sorry.
I guess?
Sorry, that just happened, and it freaked me out.
Alright! We're in beautiful Hawaii. Gert got something stuck in her teeth. The pack are here, but they don't care. They just want to hang out in Hawaii, which, like, you know, fair dues. You do you, pack. I'm not gonna judge. But then, like, as stated before, Principal Pixie Frog wants to have a flashback. But Adam's like, hey, you know, why are you having a flashback? Like, in my thing, that doesn't make any sense, you know? And it's like, you know, doing the thing that we do where we talk about, like, the cartoon and how that doesn't make any sense. But Principal Pixie Frog just says, shut up, lion! Look at you! Just, like, trying to dictate the story,
What do you
know?
oaf?
Just because you're the star of the show or something.
I
you
would
know, they're
go-
trying to be meta.
I would say that that's, like, going kind of far for Principal Pixie Frog to say anyway, considering he shows up, like, almost every episode.
And with increasing frequency lately.
Like, I would go as... He's pretty close to being a star of the show himself.
I feel like a lot of people remember Principal Pixie Frog, like, the most. If you don't remember anybody else, it's probably, like, Principal Pixie Frog and, like, Jake Spider Monkey. Those are probably the characters you remember the most if you watched the show as a kid. Just because they're in it so much, and they're so loud, and they just talk so much, and they're, like, the central characters of a lot of plots.
Their personalities definitely project more onto you than anybody else in the show. Like, Jake has that sort of crazy Tom Kenny-esque character. Not even esque, that's just who he is. But, and
Oh, yes, Tom Kenny, having that Tom Kenny-esque voice and intonation.
Come on. But, and Principal Pixie Frog is just very there, so, yeah, that makes sense.
I'm willing to bet that he has more appearances than the pack combined. Jake, well, not Jake, but like Lupe, Ingrid, Slips, Windsor, all of them combined. He has more appearances than them.
You'd probably be
Willing to bet.
right.
We'll put money on it, but not that much.
He's usually there in the beginning of an episode, giving an announcement or something. That's one way that they like to introduce him.
So, Carrie.
What
Carrie.
about her?
She's there now at the school. She has shown up because she wanted to return Adam's Captain Clowny utility belt that he left at the bus stop. And she seems very, like, I love her energy in the scene she's in here because she seems very just, like, absolutely dumbfounded at the, like, inability of the staff to do anything useful. She's like, are you guys serious? Like, you guys run a school. What are you doing?
Why are you like this? You can't. Nobody here can file paper. And
The birds are back. It's horrible.
yeah, there are just so many birds, and it's terrifying. They're like pecking at people, and everybody, all the faculty, is just kind of huddled into Principal Pixie Frog's office trying to escape this.
Well, not yet. Well, like, not at least in this instance. That's the thing about, like, this B-plot. This B-plot is very, very, very stretched out in this episode. Almost as if it was probably meant for, like, an 11-minute episode. But who am I to judge what is the pacing of a B-plot? I've never written a B-plot before.
Are you saying that possibly the bird plot was meant to be the second episode, but they had to, like, intertwine them.
I'm not saying it was like the second episode. I'm just saying, maybe it was meant for a B plot for this episode that was like much shorter than it is now.
Yeah, they do drag this one out a bit. I don't know why it's as long as it is, because we keep flashing back and forth between like whatever's going on at the school with Principal Pixie Frog and the birds and Carrie, and then Adam and Jake. Adam's like mad at Jake. He's like, "Oh man, I can't believe you like knocked me out. I was going to go to this like theme park," which I would be pissed too. But Jake's like, "Come on, realize you're in Hawaii. Like, what's cool?" So Adam's like, "Okay, fine. You know what? I am in Hawaii. Let's have some fun." But it is very, very hot, and they are both sweating so much. And Jake is very hot, and he needs sunblock.
His buns are roasting.
Buns are resting.
There's only one thing that can be done in this situation.
And now, before you all say anything, I want the audience to imagine for a moment, when you think about My Gym Partner's a Monkey, just like out of context, just like divorced from the show, like your experience with it online. Imagine one screenshot from it out of context, just one thing that you've seen from this show that like you may or may not remember from an episode. It's just like, yes, this is this show. This is like exemplary of this show, and it is disgusting. I just want y'all to think of that in your head. What you just thought of is in your head is what is about to play out right now.
And here, let's press play on the remote. So Jake, butt up. Adam, hands completely greased in sunblock. A slow descent towards the butt cheeks.
Pause.
Pause.
We can't show this. This is just wrong.
Show it, Adam!
Show it, Adam! That's what Jake says to Adam as he pauses the
flashback. He wants us to see this. Even though, like, in this flashback, Jake even, like, looks, like, apprehensive to this moment. In the narration, he wants us to see this, what's going on here.
There's a story to be told with this.
When it happens, Jake's face lights up in this incredible childlike glee. He has never been happier than he has in this exact moment when Adam's hands are there on his butt, protecting him from all the harmful UV rays. It's a beautiful
rubbing
moment.
in the lotion that will save
all right,
his life.
I think we can stop it here. I don't think we need to hear anymore.
You're right.
Thanks, PF.
No problem.
I don't remember exactly how we get this transition, but I know that it cuts back to the school. Carrie is like, "You guys are useless." Everyone's like yelling about the birds, and then it cuts to Miss Warthog at like an airport, like is it supposed to be like Russia or something?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm guessing Siberia, because I think the same background was used like in the episode with the Siberian exchange student.
Oh, that's right.
Siberia speak like I felt like that was Russian on like the airport sign. Do they have like a similar language, like a similar alphabet?
Well, it's Siberia's in Russia, I believe.
Cut that out.
Right.
Cut that out.
No.
I just sounded dumb. Cut that out.
Not cutting
Cut
it
that
out.
out. I sounded dumb. Yeah, Siberia and Russia. You know, I knew that.
She's dancing with all these men, and she's like, "Ooh, I'm so glad I missed my connection flight." Anyway,
My handhawks bring all the boys to the yard. That's what she said.
Jake and Adam are still walking through the jungle wilderness. Jake rips off his fake fur that apparently he's had this whole time, which kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're just absolutely baking in the sun. Jake like dies and like gives his headstone to Adam. It's like, here lies Jake, brother, son.
You see, brother, like, that wasn't just like a thing, like, his brother wasn't just like a one-off thing. It's a canon thing here, he's a brother.
He has a brother. There's no way
His
Jake is
long,
not an only
long
child.
brother.
I love that. Like they they could have just like not have that be like on the headstone, but like they were wait, he has a brother. Write that down.
We can't keep his brother out of the continuity.
Look, those cowards on My Gym Partners a podcast have to know that we have dedication, that we have continuity on this show.
They talk about us behind our back. They can't keep getting away with it.
All the way in the future. Future pod.
Adam comes across the cartoonish natives. They're, dancing around a fire, and he's using Jake's tail as like a walking stick. Actually, he's using like Jake as a walking stick.
Yeah.
And Jake's like Husk, I'm assuming. And I think they're like, oh man, let Miss Warthog go, but she's not even
Adam
there.
looks like Moses also.
This is an explicit Moses reference.
There's an
It's Bible reference.
He is holding the 10 Commandments, and Jake Spider Monkey as a staff.
And he's got like his Captain Clowny like cape wrapped around his head, so it's flowing. The natives chase them because they're like, you're gonna stop our thing. And then it's like, yep, well, here we are, just like at the beginning, them naked running away from cartoonish natives. And now it's time to, it'll be a good time for a commercial or something like
and
that.
Then and then it's back because,
it's not TV.
It's not TV, it's a DVD.
And I love these, like, stories and medium that, like, take place in media res. It's just so, like, smart, so artistic. It's definitely not just, like, a weird, like, shorthand device that cartoons can use to just, like, pad the beginning of episodes. Definitely not.
Hey, you know what that reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of a funny commercial I saw. Let's show it. And then this is where we take a break from the podcast for a little bit.
I'm so tired.
Okay, I want you to listen to how Mickey Mouse says caballeros. Okay, I'm gonna put it. I time-stamped it and everything. Play this video.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
And now, a song about being proud of who you really are by the Three Caballeros.
By the 3 Caballeros!
Caballeros.
By the 3 caballeros.
Call Mickey Mouse racist.
Mickey Mouse is racist. What are you talking
Don't call
about?
him racist. He's not racist. He's just,
Unintentionally racist.
He's just.
I'm Mickey Mouse. I have lots of, friends of different ethnicities.
He's just a little white collar is all.
Mickey Mouse went up to me and he's like, wow, did you hear about Bernie Sanders? I'm not quite sure about him yet, but I'm really paying attention to those debates.
I don't know about a lot of these Democratic candidates. I don't know if they really have my interest in mind. Well, except for that Bloomberg, of course. I think he has everyone's interest in mind. I think he's gonna really bring everyone together.
Oh, gee, Mick. Well, I don't know. Me and my son Max, we've been really talking about Bernie, and he's really, for the people, all that healthcare and stuff.
I don't know, Goofy. I don't know if he has your best interest in mind. I don't know.
Mickey, I don't know if you got my best interest in mind.
Oh, no, I do.
I've been working for you for 50 years, Mick.
Hello? Me and my son have actually been considering voting for Buttigieg. Slay, Queen!
Is that Pete the Cat?
Is that Yen Sid, the, like, Disney wizard?
No, that's Pete the Cat.
Pete the Cat.
As a gay father, I want to see a gay man in office.
Since when has Pete the Cat been a gay man?
Now? He doesn't have a wife, does he?
He does.
He does in Goof Troop.
Bullshit.
Check the continuity, Goof.
Listen, I wanted to do it with Goofy, but you fucking took him away from me before I could get
You
to
could
him.
have done Donald.
I was...
Yeah, you know, none of us could have done a Donald.
Yeah,
you just kind of scooped up Goofy there, Lucy.
You just
I'm
took
sorry.
Goofy because he was the easiest one.
I started with Mickey Mouse. He's the easiest one.
Goofy could have been saying, "Slay, Queen!"
No, he would.
He would never. Goofy's a working father.
Goofy would vote for Pete Buttigieg because he likes gay rights, you know?
Well, I don't know about that
Bernie Sanders kind of looks like he's gonna die.
I want a young candidate to represent us, in the office, so, I know they'll live long. Yuck.
Well, maybe we shouldn't, mess with perfection, right? Like, maybe we should just keep, Trump in office.
Vote for Donald Trump! I mean, he hasn't really hurt anything. What
Well,
were
gee, Mick, I don't know if that's right. I don't think you're getting your information. No, don't worry. I watch Fox News every night. I get my sources.
Don't you own Fox, Mick?
Oh my god, he does.
That's besides the point.
Oh, Mickey, I don't agree with your politics, but I love you anyway.
Minnie's a fucking centrist. Mickey, it's okay that we disagree. We can both have opinions about politics, yeah?
What are we having for dinner tonight?
We're not doing anything with this, right? And this is never
No,
seeing
we're
the
not.
light of day,
Nobody's
right?
going to hear me do Mickey Mouse objectifying and being sexist towards Minnie.
I don't know. I got all the tapes.
If you don't delete those tapes, you'll never work in this town again.
The 3 caballeros.
The 3 caballeros. God, fucking racist bitch, Mickey Mouse.
He's trying so hard.
He's like trying. He's like he's just like, God, I fucking hope I said it right. God, I'm gonna look like such a fucking idiot. I'm gonna look like such a fucking bigot if I didn't say it right.
Well, gee, Mick, you don't look alright.
Goofy, did I say it right?
Oh, well, I think you said it the best you could, Mick. No one's gonna blame you for it.
Oh fuck, I didn't say it right, did I?
Oh, well, no, not exactly. But, you gave it your best shot.
Oh, shit.
Adam has a great idea to stop the cartoonish natives from chasing him and Jake. He applies a generous amount of sunblock to Jake's buttocks. It shines so brightly that it blinds them. Yes, okay. Back in the faculty staff office, Coach Gill is done hiding. She is done running. She wants to fight. She makes Horace put her
Lucy,
on the fucking window.
Hold on.
Finish line.
No, this is
there. It's almost done.
no. This is incomprehensible. We can't do this. We
Okay,
can't do
well,
this.
Coach Gill is
Anyway.
so done with being scared and afraid. She tells Horace, I'm gonna fight, put me on the windowsill. So she does, and she sees all the birds, and she's like, oh god, Horace, don't move. They can smell fear.
Horace just kind of leaves her there as she's seeing all these like horrifying birds clumped together like masses, and like he closes the blinds as she's screaming, "Oh God!" She says that. She says, "Oh God!" It's like
They had to
birds
have
are
bleeped
clawing at her.
They must have
You
bleeped
can
that.
say God on Cartoon Network,
You
can't you?
can't say "oh my god" because it's like a reference in religion or some shit. I mean, the little girl from Johnny Bravo did talk about like Jesus Christ, so maybe I'm wrong, but
Maybe
I
you
feel
are
like
wrong.
I feel like you could say, oh my god. At least if it's not like emphasized or like put focus on, because she's like screaming in the background as everyone else is kind of just like sitting there. Like Horace is smiling. I didn't think Horace had any contempt towards Coach Gill. She doesn't
didn't
seem
either.
very heavy to push around.
it never felt like that, did it?
Well, I mean, like, Coach Gill does kind of, like, berate Horace a few times. Like, you get the sense that, there's that. I think more so in the Animus special, there was a bit of that, where like
That's fair.
and maybe
But I
like
never thought they had a bad relationship.
I'm just
Okay,
so
we're
sad
friends.
that they're not perfect for each other.
well, they're it's
Why's the
hardly
world
ever
so...
is perfect.
When Horace smiled when he put Coach Gill on that windowsill, I just couldn't take it. I felt so afraid for her.
We cut to the natives because that was a very important scene that we had to watch just now. But anyway, we cut to the natives who are setting up the fire and stuff. But we learn that they're not actually Gas Hawaiian natives. Of course not. They're just white people. They're apparently a convention of grass kilt wearers. They're all Scottish, and that's why they had Scottish accents.
Yeah, they had Scottish
you
accents,
tell?
by the way. I don't think we mentioned that they had Scottish
I
accents.
couldn't. Well, because I
We
couldn't
didn't.
tell. I didn't even write it down.
I didn't know if we were supposed to, keep it a secret or,
Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with I don't know. Was it Tom Kenny who was doing the main quote unquote cartoonish native?
fucking probably, right?
It did sound
Fucking
like
elf
him.
bowling.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tom Kenny, but this just sounds awful. None of these people sounded like Scotsmen, even though that's what they were trying to sound like.
Renee, would you give it your all in this role where they're just alright, so get this. They're supposed to be... They're going to be... We're pretending they're native Hawaiians. So, the vicious stereotypes of tribal people.
Right, okay.
But they're all gonna be white Irish people. Do you think you can give it your 100%?
Oh, that's very clever, actually.
Yeah, Renee
well,
is just
I think-
takes to. I was just oh yeah, let me practice a little while, and you're just gesturing to yourself and getting into character.
Haggis. I think I'm ready now.
So the gang. I forgot if we mentioned that the gang is also there.
Yeah.
The pack.
Yeah, we
The
did.
squad. Okay.
This is
They're
the
there
only
again.
one other time they're here.
Yeah, they're there again, and I like this line. I think Jake says it. He's like, well, check-in at the hotel's at 3, so until then, we might as well try and save Mrs. Warhawk, who's not even there yet. Why do they care? She's not there.
Well, they only just realized when the main Scotsman, the main grass kilt guy is well, I'm sorry everyone, but we're gonna have to wait a bit longer because our main event, the lovely the delectable Mrs. Warthog is not here
Juicy
yet.
Miss Warthog.
Did anyone else think that they were
Succulent
going to?
Miss Warthog.
Anyone else think that they were going to go the route where they actually weren't going to eat her, but they were instead going to be incredibly horny towards her? Because I was
I
thinking
thought
that.
that's what I thought.
Well,
The
that's
ending to
what
this,
it
this
is,
episode
isn't it?
Weird. The ending to this episode is weird.
Well,
so,
it's. I don't know. I don't know what
it's trying to do it's trying to do a gotcha, you thought this was gonna happen, but instead this is happening, which I already kind of saw a mile away. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a misunderstanding or something, but then it's not a misunderstanding because they do try and okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So the grass skirt community, whatever, is this is no good. Oh, we get a brief flash to what's going on at the office. The birds have just taken over. They're in the office now. Yeah. Oh, I remember now. There was actually a pretty funny scene where Carrie and Mr. Hornbill and Principal Pixie Frog and Mr. Manjo were under a desk, and Mr. Hornbill sacrifices Mr. Manjo to the birds. He just throws him out there for no reason.
No more negativity.
No more
Which I thought was funny.
negative.
But the
I
birds
like
have
the-
Well,
broken
that
into the
happens after this scene.
I like the way
Yeah.
Mr. Mandrill underneath the desk appears from the darkness.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
he
really
just
good. It's really
shows
funny. I actually really liked the dynamic between Carrie and like the faculty. I thought it was funny. I was like, man, I wish this show was about Carrie.
What's like, yeah, actually,
Well, I think if it was like about Carrie, like it wouldn't like be the same, like because like we like her because she's like a breath of fresh air from like all this like animal school nonsense,
Renee,
right?
that's exactly the point. It wouldn't be the same. It would be better.
No, I get what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
well, if she just filled the Adam role, it would probably she would have. I wish she was a more reoccurring character that filled the role that she's filling right now, and we didn't see her like once
That
in
would
the
be
blue moon.
perfect.
What if
Like, I wish
Adam
we saw
and
her
her
more.
both? What if her and Adam both went to that school, and Jake wasn't, and Jake was just the third.
No, it would be really interesting if maybe they could have like really jazzed up a season. Like, it's season 3, we're running out of ideas. What if Carrie joins the cast, and then it's a whole thing of like Adam trying to like help her adjust, but it turns out she's like, there could be an episode where she like adjusts better and faster than him, and he's just like, why? And
It's like
he's
that
like-
one character that they added to Fairly Odd Parents.
no.
You know the one that shares that's better than Timmy in every way and shares. The Odd
You know
Parents.
what? Forget what I said. The grass
What was
skirt
her
people
fucking
are
name?
like, what? I forgot. The grass skirt people are like, we have people in our midst, traders who didn't pay the registration fee, and it's revealed that it's Adam and Jake. Oh no!
Yeah,
What are
yeah,
we gonna
it's them
do?
and the pack.
We
We
agreed to
like.
that.
Yeah, like, you know, we kind of got things out of order. Like, you know, they reveal, like, oh, it's the traitors amongst our midst who didn't, like, pay to go to the convention, go to, like, the B-plot where the birds just kind of, like, crash into the office because PF asked them to form a single file line, comes back, they're pointing spears at the pack, but, like, Windsor's like, oh, we agreed to pay the fine. And they're like, oh. That's okay
Well,
then.
you have to pay
But
the price though.
the penalty.
The penalty.
And then in the penalty, they point to a volcano. The volcano erupts. The fire and like lava rocks just rains from the sky, and there's like some offbeat Benny Hill music playing as they're just running around in circles, wasting our time.
What does it mean?
They're wasting our time.
What is this?
Don't you see?
This doesn't mean anything. This isn't
Exactly.
anything. Like,
There-
all of us, when we were watching this, went, I hate this show.
Like at this very moment.
Yeah, like at this very moment, I hate this show because what it is showing me right now doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense in a fun way either. It's just
They're doing the equivalent of jangling keys in front of our face and just like to fill the freaking time slot of this needlessly 20-minute episode.
Oh my
just so
God.
like done. Like, fucking-
Look, I can sympathize. I can sympathize that like maybe like they like really desperately had to fill out like a slot that like they couldn't like anywhere else because like, you know, poor scheduling. Like it just like not poor scheduling. It just like wound up that way. That happens. But man, this is not an enjoyable episode. Let me tell you. As a result.
Well, it's kind of all over the place, but also not. Like I was saying earlier, it only really jumps back and forth between Carrie and faculty in the office with the birds, and then this whole situation over here, and like none of it's really connected at all. So it's very jarring. And also, I was so excited to see Captain Clowny World. I'm so mad that we didn't get to see it.
Captain Clowny, in regards to all Captain Clowny, like, references, they only give us Adam enjoying it, but they never give us anything that's, like, directly Captain Clowny, you know?
You know,
Like
that's
a show or anything
that's
like that.
that's the thing. That's the thing that I've like been thinking about, like as we were doing this episode, is that, you know, other shows, like, not to compare this to other shows, but I'm gonna compare it to other shows. Like, with their, like, in-universe, like, fiction, they at least, like, flesh it out some and, like, have something interesting. I get that they don't really need to do that for this to, like, get the point across, but I mean, it's nice. It's nice to have, like, you know, a wider world to feel like, oh yeah, this is why this character looks up to this fictional character, because, like, you know, they're much like, you know, our universe's comics or, like, fiction or movies or whatever, because they have, like, depth to them that can be appreciated. You know, it'd be fun to see the Captain Clowny extended universe with, like, Save the Earth gnome. It'd be funny to see that sort of stuff in there.
I forgot about Save the Earth gnome.
How
Yeah,
could you
I
forget
didn't.
about Save the Earth? No.
Because, like,
Captain
you're
Save
right.
the Earth gnome.
I'm a fool.
But anyway, they don't regard the DC universe, the Dark Clown universe, Detective Clown Clowns comics.
Professor Clown universe.
After that volcano fiasco, which, whatever, Warthog finally arrives. She's there. They're putting her on what is it? It's like a bunch of bamboo string together or something. And they're, like, holding her up.
Yes.
Adam and Jake are, like, sitting on a treetop watching. I don't know how they got up there. Who cares? Then they notice that they're, like, throwing seasoning and sauce on Miss Warthog and bringing her towards a fire. And Adam is like, Jake, we gotta do something. Oh, no. But Jake is, like, holding up, like, a fork and knife, like, woo, like, save the neck for me. Like, he was just gonna partake in a little Miss Warthog.
He was just gonna dig right in.
Well, I mean, Miss Warthog would have. She loves barbecue.
Do you think pig neck is good?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Like, is the neck like a delight, like a fun part of the pig to consume?
Well, as someone who's eaten pig before, I guess.
Have you eaten?
I don't know. I don't really think about eating the neck. You know, I might have to, like, think about eating the neck as I eat the neck the next time I eat a whole roast pig.
Okay.
I'll keep you posted on that.
Thank you.
Gertie, do you have a problem with the fact that Renee has eaten a whole roast pig?
Okay, I haven't eaten a whole roast pig.
No,
Let's not, like, start spreading rumors.
It just seemed. I wasn't thinking that. It's just. It kind of seemed like Renee didn't want to talk about eating a whole roast pig, and I just felt kind of, I don't know, dejected.
Well, I'm sorry that the concept of eating a roast pig is so alluring to you, but so mundane and, like, just uninteresting to me.
Why is it so See, you just keep adding more.
You know,
and more.
I'll
Cuban. We eat pig. That's all we do. Okay? There's your answer.
Kurt, I'm gonna add some context for you, okay, so that you can understand. It's like as if we wanted to talk about eating, you know, fully cooked, like, lobster. You know, me and Renee would be like, oh, let's talk about that. But you'd be like, Puh, I have lobster every other day. What are you talking about?
What the fuck does that mean?
Well, don't you go ordering your full lobster meals on Amazon?
Buy lobster up. Are you fucking bringing that shit up on the podcast? I don't buy lobster on Amazon.com. Why would I do that? That's stupid. I buy peanuts and I buy goddamn matcha powder or some shit. I don't know. Fuck you. I don't buy lobster on Amazon. I'm gonna look at my goddamn lobster. Get me to say it now, I'm mad. Like fucking food wish list. You just saw food and you assumed, ooh, you ordered caviar, you ordered steak. I don't order fucking steak and caviar, I order snacks. And I haven't even ordered any yet because I feel bad about buying it off here. See, I got truffle salt. That's kind of fancy, but shit, that doesn't help my case. Well, here, I got some smoky mozzarella, peanuts.
Ooh la
Dill
la.
pickle peanuts.
Wow, so many peanuts. So
Ashante.
Jake and Adam Tarzan swing into save.
We need to get a
Miss
P.O.
Warthog.
box.
Yeah, what? No. Anyway, they Tarzan swing into to save the hog. Stay with me, Gert. So, but the Scottish people are like, oh no, we're not gonna eat her. That was like confetti and our like sunblock we were putting on her. Like, this is all a misunderstanding. But you did like totally knock out Miss Warthog, who we were going to like make our queen. So we're gonna need like a replacement for her, and Adam and Jake are the replacements. So this is the confusing part.
Yeah.
It's totally like oh man, they were totally overreacting the whole time. Miss Warthog was gonna have a nice queenship here with these Scottish guys. It was all misunderstanding. But then the Scottish guys put seasoning and sauce on Adam and Jake and are actually going to eat them. Like, actually.
Well, the logical conclusion is all these Scots are most likely cannibals. They were going to make Mrs. Warthog the queen. But, you know, since they can't do that now, they're just like, ooh, we're a little hungry.
I think they just hate Adam and Jake.
Yeah, they just want to...
They just hate them.
They just hate them so much that they want to eat them?
I guess.
But they don't want to eat Miss Warthog. They just want to make her their queen.
Even
because
though they
they're really
kept
horny.
talking about how, like, they couldn't... Everybody was starving and couldn't eat... You know...
Well, that's just horny talk.
Oh,
they're just horny.
I see.
As they're marching to their death, Jake attempts an apology of some sort. He's like, I'm sorry for everything I've ever done to you. And then takes back that apology later. I forget why. He's just like, actually,
because,
I'm not
like,
really
Adam's like, just thankful that, like, he could spend his last moments with Jake, you know, trying to say something sentimental. But Jake's like, oh, I take back all that. Then I'm not really sorry.
Horrible.
Horrible.
They're horrible to each other.
Horrible main show.
Not even counseling has helped them.
Not
No,
even counseling.
Not even.
But, you know, just in the nick of time, what's that over the horizon? They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
The music from The Hobbit starts playing that goes like da 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 da.
That's from Marvel. What are you talking about?
There's a song that's kind of like it in The Hobbit that plays, you know, when they're winning.
No, you're thinking of like when like the natives were like, you know, chasing after Adam and Jake, you know, like that one song. It's like da 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 da
Well, I'm talking about when the Philadelphia Eagles
What are you talking about? What is this?
The Eagles come in to save the
Save
Bilbo
the what?
and the dwarves. Gandalf's
Principal
there.
Sorry.
Pixie Frog arrives with a bird army. They all drop from above. Carrie says that she used her bird mind control remote from the Captain Clowny utility belt. Adam is like, oh, I don't even know what that is. And Carrie's like, oh, don't be embarrassed. And then she says, pan down, Adam, which I thought was really funny because then the camera pans down and she's also wearing a Captain Clowny utility belt.
That's
cool.
That's so cool. I'm glad that she's a nerd too.
So here's the weird ending to this whole situation. So Principal Pixie Frog begs Mrs. Warthog to come back with a promise of a 1% raise. She agrees. Then it's like this shot, like, it looks so funny because Adam looks like a total doofus and he's like sitting on the beach with Carrie and she's like, you know, rubbing her finger through the sand, like, you know, in a flirty way. Like, I don't know what
does it
here.
mean? I feel like they give this one of these, like, oh, it might happen kind of things, like, every single time she shows up, because I guess at the end of the day, that is her utility.
Well, and the thing is, like, I was saying, she seems, like, into him for like a half second. She's like, wow, that was lots of fun, Adam. And then like he tries to kiss her and she like recoils. She's like, oh no, not that.
Not that. Well, not that way.
Well, I think she just legitimately sees him as a friend who, like, is just so pitiable. Because, I mean, he is very, very, very pitiable.
He does have a
He's
quality
super pitiable
about him. I mean, his school situation.
But if I were in Carrie's situation and, like, I just, like, knew this boy Adam for, like, this long and, like, I heard, like, he was, like, in an animal school, his fate sealed. Like, I would be like, God, like, you know, I feel kind of responsible for him. Like, I gotta, like, make his life not that much of a living hell. As, like, the girl that, like, he obviously likes, I gotta, like, at least, like, do something. But, I mean, if he tries to kiss me, like, no, it's off. No, I'm not for that. Anyway, so, like, the episode ends with, like, Adam trying to kiss Carrie. But then, like, Mr. Mandrill, like, inside of a pelican goes, creepy. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we ruin the moment?
Yeah, he and Coach Gill are both in there for some reason.
Oh, I guess
they were eaten by a pelican.
Yeah, they got eaten.
And then the pelican flies away into the moonlight. Iris out.
That's the end.
That is all she wrote for that one.
My Gym Partner's a Monkey. Season 4, Episode 9, Glazed and Confused. What can you say but that?
What?
There we go. We're done with
that's
it.
Basically it.
I'm throwing it out of my brain as we speak. It
So-
doesn't
Well,
exist anymore.
Before you do that, you have to give us your thoughts.
I would not watch it ever again. That's this one. There's a lot of episodes of this show that I would gladly watch again.
Have we been compiling?
Never this one.
Have we been compiling a recommended watch list for this yet?
We'll get around to it.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be something that we should do, because what's the point of all of this if not for something?
For sure. Anyway, let's talk about something pleasant, like maybe some fan art.
The first comment and some art that we got here is from Sleepy Nook. They added us and said, "Call me Virgil," and it's a picture of Virgil from Devil May Cry. No difference.
It's just a picture of Virgil
from Devil May Cry.
Is that him?
You know,
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
what he's
supposed
from?
to be Yeah.
yep.
I just don't know Devil May Cry. I'm gonna look up a
That's-
picture of Virgil.
I
Oh wow,
haven't
that is
played it.
him.
That's
Yep, he's the blue
Wow,
guy.
Looks
yeah,
right like him.
It's Virgil from My Gym Partner's a Monkey dressed up as Virgil from Devil May Cry, which is a really fitting role for a shark. I guess. I don't know much about Devil May Cry actually.
Oh shit, you don't know?
Hey,
I'm
Renee,
sorry.
What do you know about Devil May Cry?
I know a lot about Devil May Cry. There's Dante. He doesn't know about sex.
There's Dante, quote, "This party's getting crazy."
There's Dante, fill my soul, heart, darkness with light, or something like that. I forget.
But anyway, thank you, Sleepy Nook, for
Yeah, this
this
is
like
very
rendition of Virgil, from My Gym Partner's a Monkey and from Devil May Cry combined together for this joke that none of us get, but we're sure that a lot of other people do. But we appreciate it nonetheless. Thank you.
Thank you.
This one is by @Chairman Nom. SCP Jake, Pixie Frog Pringle, and old Fanosies who finally have names, Blueberry and Professor Drago. Big shirt for a tail. And at My Gym Party's a podcast, been catching up on episodes I missed. I expect more soon. So we got some fun little drawings of an SCP Jake, which his name is the Ass God.
Yeah,
I love
the
it.
Ass God.
Very appropriate.
I really like that name.
I love Professor Drago. I approve of his relationship with Principal Pixie Frog so much. I think Principal Pixie Frog needs somebody in his life.
A stabilizing force to, like, you know, keep him from making bad decisions.
And Principal Pixie Frog makes a lot of bad decisions.
He makes
By
He
God.
makes quite a few, doesn't he?
Oh, but we love to see it. We love to see like the fan art for horrifying Jake and for like people's big appreciation for Principal Pixie Frog. So thank you, Chairman Nam, for adding on to that.
Thank you so much.
Keep it green.
Thank you.
Keep it green.
All right. We get some art once again from Mir. Thank you so much for like giving us some more art. We got a couple of pieces actually. First one here at My Gym Partners a Podcast. A portrait of the artist obsessed with My Gym Partners a Monkey. These past few weeks I've done more My Gym Partners a Monkey related doodles than I care to actually post. We have the artist there. They're like drawing up of a picture of, I believe, Adam and Jake as like the Madonna like biblical painting, right?
Oh, it's
Is that
beautiful.
right?
Yeah, I love the expression on her face.
So pained, but like it's a labor of love, and we see you, we appreciate all that you're doing, and we're with you on this obsessive train of My Gym Partner's a Monkey, and we'll keep with you till the end. Do not worry.
Yes,
and of course,
we got more, of course, from you.
We've got more. The second post, but what the heck? Some Pomona for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That last one features a shirt I, for some reason, vividly remember my older sister owning in middle school in the early 2000s. So we got the first one with like little Pomona and Pixie Frog just on the lily pad watching the tube. She says, "Hey, Pop." "Yeah, kiddo." "Do you ever get overcome with like the sense of longing for a place you've never seen, or a time long gone, but maybe never really was anything? Only ever existed in your memory?" And then PF holds her tenderly, and he says, "Yes, all the time."
I love that.
So relatable. And we get a little tadpole Pomona, and then that picture of Pomona with the shirt that says, "Leave me alone." All good, all lovely. I love her.
She's really good. I'm so happy that her relationship with her father is like so nice that they can just have conversations like this. You know?
It's lovely. Thank you so much for your art, and if you ever post any, be sure to add us. We want to see it. I want to see Pomona all the time. I love her. Anyway, let's read some comments. This first one is by Lenny Payne. "Hey, thanks for reading my wiki article on the unnamed janitor guy from this episode. I'm the one who wrote it. I appreciate how you're reading my wiki work for reference. If you have any more questions about the show or any of its content, feel free to ask me about it, either here in the comments or hit me up on the My Gym Partners is a Monkey wiki at userboyrific. Love your podcast, by the way."
I was so happy when I read this, because it was like, oh my god, me just bringing up this like random wiki article, like there's people behind it, you know?
Yeah.
And you listen to us.
You've listened to us disgrace your life's work.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, you know, we appreciate the work you've done, like on the wiki. Like, you know, it's honestly like it's a pretty like well kept wiki from what I've seen. Like the articles have so much information to them that it's astounding, honestly, that like all this is kept track of. And so, like, you know, there may be mistakes here or there, but like it seems it's honestly impressive, like this wiki, and like it's thanks to contributors like you know, helping us out. I do have a question, actually, and it's one that I expressed at the very beginning of this episode. Why is this episode like this? Was it ever advertised as anything more than what it was.
It must have been.
I mean,
like I said,
it must have been.
They must have been like spring break cartoons. I'm sure there were other cartoons during this time that had were a little bit longer too. That's what makes sense to me. It'd be crazy if it was just my gym partner's a monkey. This comment comes from Cat Comics Studios. I never get tired of the fact that Renee is on a first name basis with Mr. Mandrill. Or should I
Look. It's just easier to say, all right? That's it. That's the only reason. It's just easier to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's
easier. It's easier to say.
When you're shorthanding it, you say Maurice, okay, all right, and it's just like, you know, it comes to your head because it's like the same name as the voice actor Maurice LaMarche, whose work I very much respect, and I would never like disgrace him with like.
What you're saying is it's easier because it has more of a personal connection to you.
Yeah, it's got more of like you really feel like you know him.
Shut up!
Well, I think we've outworn our welcome.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to hear us anymore.
I don't know. I'm kind of pumped up actually. I could keep talking about this episode just specifically.
Anyway,
I could talk
next
about
week,
you know
in 2
like
weeks,
the carnival. We could talk
2
about
weeks
like
we're gonna do Lion's Anatomy and Sink or Swim.
talk about like the extended Captain Clowney universe. We could talk
Next
about
2 weeks. That's what we're doing. Goodbye, everybody. I'm Lucy.
I am the Gert.
I'm Renee. We could talk about like Miss Warthog's like internet history. There's something about that.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think
Hey, Gert,
we
you
could
can
talk
turn the
about,
lights off, right? I'm gonna go.
we could talk about. Let's see. Ingrid's like hasn't said a word this episode. There's like some discourse to be had there. We could be talking about.